Howdy, howdy, y'all. Welcome to this newest episode of the Kilima Post with K Fiercene.
And Shinori Yoru. Today discussing the Solstice Bloom update.
So grab your beverage of choice and come hang out with us. So, any rate, how you doing today, Shinori?
I'm doing really well. Weather has been kicking our butts lately, I would say, especially for me. So I usually have my windows open and it's been trying to go through it. How about you? Okay, first.
Pretty much. I've been having weather issues as well because, I'm on my solar power system. It's literally been nothing but cloudy and for the most part, just hinting at rain. Like, it hasn't even rained that much. It's just been cloudy and just being like, yeah, we'll sprinkle for like 2 minutes and then be done.
Right.
Makes it really
And
hard for me to enjoy the patch when I don't have power to play the patch.
I feel that. I'm glad that you are enjoying the patch though, especially with this hot weather and some of it's cloudy for me right now, but hopefully you're having a much better time with it than I am.
Well, we've been on the struggle bus, but you know what? It's all good because we did get a new patch a week and a half ago and had some
Right.
time to sit down and get into it. So I guess do you want to go ahead and start discussing the patch notes?
Sure. So with the patch notes, we gotten I believe four new plushies. No, sorry, seven or eight. Wait, because we got the plushie pool, we got the shark and the shark fin, especially the river, and then the elder shark. So that's four, five right there. And then we gotten three, which is the new. What was it called? It was called the picket, wasn't it? Or wait, no. Sorry. And then the
Oh, the
cat one,
trufflet.
that's the trufflet. Sorry. And then another trufflet, which is the another piggy one. And then the the like cat one as well. That's going to be at Magic Market this coming Tuesday. So
Right.
I'm excited for it, and I'm hoping they will add a lot more than just plushies into Magic Market. But I guess beggars can't be choosers, so we'll see what they do
Right.
with it. Right? Yeah.
Right. But yeah, we did get a whole bunch of new plushies. We definitely got like three of them coming into the claw on the Maji market, which was, as you said, the fox, the trufflet, and the kitty. And
Right.
then we got the pink. They brought back the pink Maji dragon for the Zeki's Wondrous machine. The lucky balls. So, and that was one that
Right.
was previously only available if you bought the Moderina's drink. So, how do you feel about the fact that they put in that plushie into the Zeki's Lucky Ball?
Unfortunately for me, I did buy the Madrina Dragon Drink, and honestly, I am not very happy about that because the drink itself isn't that great, and especially with your only just getting a name change. Like I literally put them side by side and asked if anyone could tell the difference between the both of them, and people would just say, "No, I can't tell the difference." So that leads to me is just like, well, how do you know which one's the Madrina, which one's the pink Magic Dragon, if that's the case?
Right. Well,
So,
I know I didn't mind the drink too much. I'm actually almost finished with
mm,
my container because I'll generally make me like a bottle a day or something, especially if I'm streaming. It's more of my streaming drink. But I
right.
know myself, I actually did enjoy the flavor. But yeah, and I knew when they originally released that, they did say that a version of it would be coming to the game eventually. So we knew like a version of it was coming, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be like a different color. But yeah, it looks like it's literally just the same color, just a different name. And I know quite a few people were quite upset about it because they were like,
Right,
"Oh, I literally went out and bought this
right,
and to get this, and now everybody else is getting it for free." But
right. Because on the website for the Madrina, or what they were advertising, is that they said it was going to be a limited edition plush, which kind of threw us for a loop because we thought we're the only ones gonna get this. Same thing with like the choppa pillows that we got with the stuffed animal that
right.
we got for the choppa. Um, we we didn't get like another duplicate of that. We just got that, and that was it. But for this one, I'm not sure why they decided to. Oh yeah, we're just gonna use the same plushie, but make it change a different name. Yeah, that will get them. It's like, oh, like what?
Yeah, I wish they would have just made it like either like a lighter pink or a darker pink. Just literally all you had to do was just change the hue of the pink, and I would have
Right,
probably been more happy with that decision. But
right.
uh but
I mean,
it is what it is.
I wish they would had the mini, like made it mini. Like I would 100% prove that. Like like the mini Magic Dragons that we have for the blue ones. I
Hmm.
would like that for the pink one as well. So I think that'll be much more different.
I will say
But
this though, I am honestly surprised because this is, if you didn't realize, this is the first Maji Dragon plush that is not solely available through the Maji Market.
Magic Market, right, right, right.
Because the only way to get dragon plushies is at the Maji Market, except for this one, which I thought that was also a weird choice. I'm like, out of the other three plushies that you added to the Maji Market, the dragon wasn't one of them, and that's where you get all the other dragon plushies. But
I
I'm not
mean,
a programmer, so.
you do get the giant one from the underground. For the
Oh yeah,
XL
you
plushies.
are right. I forget. I
Yeah,
always forget about the giant one. I
yeah.
guess the giant one you do get from the underground, but to be
Right,
fair,
right.
you get that from Hot Pot, and Hot Pot started at the
I mean,
Maji Market.
true,
So
true.
I mean, it's kind of linked. But
Yeah,
speaking
right,
of, we
right, right,
did get three new plushies through the Zeki's Claw machine at the Maji Market, as you mentioned before:
right,
the Slumbering Fox, the Trufflet, and the
right,
Cutesy Kitten.
right.
So,
Um,
how do you think is that going to work? Do you think that's going to be a separate claw machine, or is it going to be a bigger pool in the claw machine now?
I think it's gonna be a bigger pool in the claw machine because with the how they added the pink Magic Dragon and the Chatty plush, they just literally just added into the pool. They didn't make a separate machine because of that. So in my opinion, I think they're just gonna be adding it in, and now there's gonna be the six of the little plushies, and now the three new ones. They're gonna be added in with that. So you get nine new plushies. Oh, sorry, nine plushies that you can get for the claw machine using those tokens, which you do have to spend 6,000 tickets to get a chance to even get one of those coins to get a roll into the machine. So it's gonna be a bit more of a grind, but I'm pretty sure people love Majo Market for the Chopper Chase and the Papa Choppa. But in my what I've said before in the past, please fix Chopper Chase if they can, please.
Like, what
But
issues are you having with Choppa Chase? Because I know Choppa Chase
yeah,
is where I get most of my tickets. Like, I love Choppa Chase with the way it is myself, and obviously I play on
mm.
the Switch, so it's a little different. But I don't know what
so
issues you have with it.
there's three main components for Chopper Chase that has been removed since I've last started with it, which
Mm-hmm.
is basically the spawn points,
Mm-hmm.
the amount of choppas that spawn, and then also um the areas of where it is, like if it is spawning, because it used to be a much wider range, but now if you look at Module Market right now, there's people always camping at the same spots and not really going in a wider area. So it's really enclosed when it comes to that.
Right. I
Getting those
mean, to be
choppas.
honest, I'm
Yeah.
very bad for that. I've got my spot I run to. I literally run in a little circle there, spamming the A button, and then the moment I pick one
Right.
up, I just run backwards straight to the pin as I get turned my
Right. Right.
camera
Right.
around.
Right.
But for me as like a not as somebody who's not as active, like I definitely kind of enjoy that because I know it's
Right.
like
Right.
I struggle with the balloon pop
Right. Right.
because I try my best, but Lord have mercy, I struggle with the balloon pop. So I'm like, I really like Choppa Chase myself because it's beneficial for me where
Right.
I don't get a lot from balloons. So
I mean, there's some things I want them to add, which is basically a second pen for the chopper chase.
as I say, if they did a pin on both sides, that would be kind of cool, and
Right.
have spawns on both sides. I think
Right.
that would be cool.
Right. And it will make it where people are not stealing your choppas all the time as well. I'm not sure if you're still encountering that bug where after the countdown sets to 0, and then it's just like, oh, there's no actual like timer, there's no actual the chopper chase count. It's literally just like showing blank. So that's where you know you have to leave the module market in order to and then come back in order to fix that issue. I've
Right.
been seeing that's still an issue, and I'm not sure if they have entirely fixed it. But that is another issue that needs to be fixed about Chopper Chase.
I'm just, but I will say this, going back to the plushies and the Zeki claw machine, as you mentioned earlier, it takes so many tickets in order for you to really get a chance at the tokens for the claw machine. And I feel like if they're going to add three new plushies to the claw machine, and you're going to
Right,
make and if it's all included, because they have like three different machines there. So
right,
I wouldn't mind if like two of them was for the little sets and then one of them was for this new set. But obviously, they're not going to do that. They're all going to put it in the same pool. And if they're
right,
going to put it in the same pool, I feel like we need more options to earn more tickets. I feel like
right,
tickets are so limited per Maji market, and because back they were further, the two events were further apart, and now they kind of pushed them
right,
closer together. And it's like you have this whole event that goes on for so many hours, and half of those hours you're just kind of standing around waiting for the event to start, or you're
right,
just
right,
fishing in the water. Especially if you don't talk to everybody, you don't got your reputations up. It's a
right,
great way to get your reputations up for those who are new and trying to befriend everybody. Go to the Maji Market and just talk to everybody every night. Everybody's gathered up in a nice little
right, right,
area.
right,
So it's a
right,
great way for that. But I do feel like we're gonna need more ways to earn tickets if they're gonna give us more things to spend tickets on.
right. But especially with they're adding in new plushies, I'm just thinking like, would they add like another coin? Would they add in like another machine for this? But unfortunately, with like how it's set up, you have to spend at least 6,000 tickets in order to get this one token for the claw machine, and that's not even guaranteeing you getting even one of those new plushies that are coming out right now. And so it's gonna be a bit harder to grind on, but I know many people will. But for those that haven't really spent much time in Magic Market, it is gonna be a struggle. I'm letting you know now, but you'll get used to it. But you do have to spend there, like I would say, almost every night to get to grind up those tickets to get the new plushies from those machines as well.
Exactly, because as I said, because you're limited to how many tickets you can get a night. So, as I
Right,
said,
right.
that's definitely something they definitely got to do. Definitely got to do some Maji Market fixing for sure if they're going to keep
Mm-hmm.
adding new stuff to it.
I was wondering, and they need to add in new stuff other than plushies. I love the plushies, but please add in like furniture, maybe more balloons, like pop in that they sell in shops, and just like add a lot more fun stuff that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, give me some like Maji Dragon
I would
balloons or
love
some
that.
Muujin face
Oh,
balloons. I would love a Muujin
right,
balloon with like their little eyes. I love
right.
the Muujin. Like I'm obsessed with the Muujin. I love the way they look. They're a little silly and a little campy, and I love it. So I would love me some Muujin balloons.
And especially the Embra, because that's not really being like big enough for how it is, because they were introduced in the first module market, but now they're introduced the plushie, but we never really got a story or like into this creature that they introduced into the module market that much. So I like a bit more about it. Yeah,
Well, ain't that the Phoenix though?
that
And as
is
far
that
as I
is
know, the Phoenix. Now we'll definitely go into a deeper lore discussion, and I could be wrong when I say this, but I'm pretty sure like the Majis worship the dragon, and the
right.
Umbrans worship
The
the Phoenix.
Phoenix, right?
So I feel like if there was like an Umbran market down the road, because like I think we'll eventually go to,
Ooh,
we'll leave like the Magi countries and go into more Umbran territory eventually as they add new
right,
continents and new
right,
places to visit. And
right.
so maybe then we'll go more into that. But I do think it's odd that they just kind of
Right.
flopped that one version of it and that was it. We get no
Yeah,
more
yeah.
of the Embra plushies. I'm like, if
Right.
you're gonna give us this many dragons, like give us this many like Embras too, you know?
And I'm just waiting for one day they will actually introduce someone new to Maju Market and just be like walking around being like, "Oh, what's this?" And then because when it comes to Maju Market, it's the same stuff over and over and over again, and that's not what I really want to see about Maju Market. It's just like, oh, I got this stuff already. There's nothing really much for me for the grind. So it's just I wish they would get a new character that we have never met before, and we get to introduce it, and we get to come back every night and possibly get to know them more, or what the next update they'll be introducing, saying like, "Oh, this place came from this place." Like, what is this place? Like, can you tell me more about it? And
I would love for them to basically like, because you know how like you have like the leader of the carnival. I don't know, I forgot their names, but you know the person who's like the head honcho who runs the carnival or like that. I would love for them to introduce a
Kemi and Eshe that runs Maju Market, or
no, 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 no. I'm talking
oh,
about in real life. Like if you
oh,
go to like a circus in real life, you
right,
know, you've got the ringleader,
right,
you know?
okay,
Like what if they had some sort of like ringleader character and they're the ones who lead the Maji market. They're the ones who like set it up and take it down and you know,
right,
and
right,
they're
right,
just like the ringleader of the Maji market. You
right,
know,
right,
I think that would be a fun character introduced, and
right.
then it would give you a reason to go specifically to the Maji market just to get friendship up with this one particular person,
Right, right.
and maybe learn a bit more about the startup of the market and such. But you know.
Yeah, I mean, I would love that, especially with there's always going to be new content, but we just don't know what's going to be coming up because we don't even know who the voice actor that's going to be with Olfe um in the future because they're planning a French an accent with them. So I'm pretty sure they'll be getting like a voice actor that's fluent in French. So we'll see
Hmm.
how that goes.
But continuing on the plushie discussion, they did add the plushie pool that you can buy in
Right,
Tish's store or unlock the crafting recipe from the Bahari and Kilima rummage piles.
right.
What's your opinion on this plushie pool?
So I got that plushie pool recipe immediately. Reason being is because if you have someone that has like unlocked all the recipes, all the quests and the rummage files in Bahari, you can literally if someone gets that pool, you and if you done that everything that they did, you will also get that pool the same way. So one person can just be like, "Pool's right here," and then there will be most of the people that will get the pool recipe, but there are those that haven't like gotten everything. They will not get the pool like we did. They may have to grind it off screen, or they may have to log in every day, just to get that pool recipe, which is kind of a drag, but it is a new way to keep getting the rummage file every day though. It it is kind of nice, but not. But it's still a grind to actually get.
See, like I know, like this is gonna be me on a little mini rant,
Mm,
but I hate the fact that it's called a plushie pool
right,
and it looks like it's just like an inflatable.
right,
Like, if it was going to be a plushie pool, like, give us some stitches. Make it look like the pool is made out of, like, plushy
right,
material
right,
like you do all the other
right,
plushies.
right.
But to me, it's just an inflatable pool. And
Pool,
I feel,
right,
and I wish that's what they should have called it, in my opinion, was the inflatable pool.
right, right,
But and especially because you can get it just from the rummage pile, you can craft it.
right,
And so I'm like, I don't want to craft anything with plushie in the name because the plushies, in my opinion, are the collectibles of the game. They're more of the in-game stuff that
right,
you collect massive amounts of because you got
right,
nothing else to do.
right.
You know, and
Yeah,
so the fact that you can just craft a bazillion plushie pools, you know,
right,
kind of makes it, as I said, I just wish they would rename it to inflatable pool and then eventually give us a true plushy pool. But
right,
you know, that's just me being nitpicky.
right, right. But you have to realize that this is the first pool, but also the first plushie that we can actually craft and also trade.
I know.
Wow. And while
Can you trade the pool?
you can.
See, now that is crazy. Like, cause I haven't actually got the recipe yet. I haven't
Right,
even got me a pool
right,
yet. I
Yep.
just saw it on other people's plots. I just hadn't gotten around to it,
Mm,
because I've been too busy doing other stuff in the game.
right, right, right.
But yeah, and so that was just one of my things. I'm like, I don't even really care for it because it's not what I thought it was gonna be and what I was kind of hoping it was gonna be.
Right,
So, and the fact that it was labeled like that just kind of turned me off on it. So,
right. Especially with um everyone trying to get it, but also the fact that I'm also a completionist when it comes to getting the rummage piles. I've spent a lot of hours just grinding up all the recipes and also the quest items just for my account, and it's a completionist in my mind. I needed to get this, so I don't have to be like, oh, I gotta log in every day in order to get this rummage file for this recipe that they just introduced. But luckily, I just got it in the first one, and I didn't have to worry about it ever again. So it's kind of nice
oh,
that
for
way for me.
sure.
Yeah.
The moment I get, like, I haven't just gotten the rummage piles in so long. So I know the moment I
Mm,
go to the
right.
rummage pile, I
They,
know I'm going to get it and I'm going to get it here. I will get it sometime this
right.
week.
Right. Right. And
I've just been too preoccupied because they had the brand new fish plushies that came out. And you
right.
know me, if they give a new fishing plushie, I'm going
Right.
to be out there fishing. And so that's
Right.
like mainly all I've been doing.
I find the fish plushies to be a lot harder to get than the actual maw itself, which is kind of daunting because we both know the maw is pretty hard to get, but I'm not even having that much luck even getting the actual plushie, which is the river shark and also the elder shark plushies for this for this event.
Which I am so happy about, because at first when I saw the trailer for it, I was
Mm,
just like, "Oh, we're giving some shark plushies," and then everybody on my Twitch chat was like, no, those are two different colors. One of them is a mon." I was like,
right,
"Oh
right,
my god!"
right,
But I will say, I am so happy with how hard they are to get, because I couldn't tell you how many minnow plushies and how many catfish plushies I own, just
right,
because they're so common to get.
right. They are.
And
Yep.
so I am so glad that the actual shark plushies are much harder to get.
Right.
Now the fins I'm getting a dime a dozen for. I've gotten so many fins so far.
Mm-mm.
But I like the fins. I thought the fins was a nice bonus plushie. I was not expecting,
Right.
but works really good for like when I build like my river, or people build like a pond, can put it on there. I've seen even people put them in their kitchen for
Right. Right.
decorations.
Right.
I think the thin plush was a nice extra bonus plush I wasn't expecting, and I love because you can use it so much.
Right, but to get those fins, you got to catch a lot of sharks, and I know a lot of people don't like the sharks because it's very difficult to get. But the one thing I would criticize about the shark fin plush, that we just got, is that it's a bit small in my opinion. I feel like it should be a bit bigger.
Like, it is legit the size of the fin on the shark plushie, because
Wait,
like I went and checked sizes. Like, it's the
is that
same
actually
size.
really?
Yeah, like that. And
Hmm.
but that's my problem with it, is it is so small.
Right,
And so like certain, like, I feel like maybe one of them could be like the elder shark fin plush could be that small,
right,
or like the actual river shark fin plush should be that small, but the elder shark fin plush
right,
I feel like should be a bit bigger. I was hoping for a bigger fin plush when I read
right,
the patch notes
right,
initially, and I wish they would make them bigger in size. And
right.
one thing I have a problem with these new plushies, both the fins and the sharks,
Hmm.
you can walk through. Like
What?
like the catfish plush, or
Right,
even even like the koi plushes. When you walk on them, you walk on top of them, and your character gets a little bit taller.
right,
But no,
right.
you can actually walk through the shark plushies, and I'm not
What?
happy with that.
What?
I
I
know.
would try
You'll
that.
have
Wait.
you'll have to check it out. But yes, you
Okay.
walk through the shark plushies, and I want to be able for them to like step up, because I'm
Stand.
doing a
Right.
design
Right.
with some of the plushies. Like, I'm actually working on a plot where I'm the only decorations I'm using are plushies
Right. Right. Right.
that I collect, because where we stream a lot, we collect a lot of plushies ourselves, so we end
Right.
up with quite a bit. And
I mean,
so I'm wanting to do like a fun decoration with them, and I was wanting to use them to like put like an edge of a walkway, and I'm like, if you walk on top of them, it kind of, if you walk through them, kind of
Right.
defeats
It's
the
a
purpose.
purpose, right? Especially with if they're trying to make like stairs, or like if they're trying to make a stepping stone out of them. It's gonna be very disappointing to see that. Oh yeah, we you can't step on them. It just goes through. So it's unfortunate that way. But
Right, as I said, the fins
right,
I don't mind because they're
right,
so small. I'll let those go. Although I
yeah,
wish
yeah,
they were
yeah,
bigger. But as I said, I really want them to put some sort of like collision or whatever with the shark plushies. So that's just that's just my
right.
2 cents.
I
But
mean, we already got collision with the fish plush before that one, which is the prism fish. So I don't see why not.
right, yeah, that I mean, and they can definitely go
Right,
in and
right,
fix that, and I seriously
right.
hope they do.
And I
So,
hope so as
but
well.
other things they added were what, 5 new quests they added into the game.
Right, right,
So I guess before we get into this section, a slight spoiler warning for those who have not done the new quests. Though they did, for the most part, describe the quests on the patch notes, which I wish they didn't go into that much detail. But if you don't want to hear about the new quests, you can skip forward to the next section. But
right.
so now spoiler warning done. What did you think of the new quest they put in?
I like the new quests, like, but it isn't like the last quest that we had, which was Prison Beard, because Prison Beard required you use a bit of thinking. But this one, you're just mainly given a sheet of ingredients that you need to get for this particular quest, and then basically just hand it in to a certain NPC on who to give this to. So it was not bad, but like it could have been better. Like I think Prison Beard was a lot more thought out and a lot more creative with how the puzzles and also the where the place that where to find the things that we need to go find in order to go to progress with the quest further with that. But what about you?
Well, no, pretty much the same. Like, cause I know they were like, oh, we're gonna be doing new quests every patch moving forward. There are gonna be some new
Mhm.
quests, and I mean, now from the way they made it sound like it was gonna be mainly like, I was assuming Elderwoods related. I wasn't expecting a patch with, regular non-Elderwood really related.
Right,
But I mean, now you
right,
do have to get Elderwood stuff to complete a lot of these quests. But I was expecting
right,
to be
right, right,
more Elderwoods involved, giving us more Elderwoods lore
right,
rather than just giving us more character lore, which I
right.
don't mind, because I know you're a
Yeah,
you're a
yeah,
pretty big fan of Kenyatta, so and she had like a whole cool
right. Of
quest
course, of
going.
course.
What did you think of her quest?
I love Kenyatta's quest because you don't know if you don't know my girl Kenyatta, she is my shep, but also the first person I romanced in Palia. But she loves her band, the Bahari Boys. Now the Bahari Boys is she knows all the members in it and wanted to go to this concert that's happening, and but she doesn't have any of the tickets. So she asks you to go ask around of who has these tickets. And then one of them is Tish, the other is Zeki. Zeki has them. I think he's just there to make a profit. I don't think he's actually into Bahari Boys because he is a businessman. But the other one is Tish, which is the one that once you see her, she does have one of the tickets, and she is wanting to go to Bahari Boys, and she invites you to go with her, but you politely decline and being like, nah, nah, you gotta take my girl Kenyatta in order to get to go to this concert, and so she does. Then later on, you see her a bit like, yeah, I kind of like the type of attitude, but we all know she was excited. She was there for it, but she didn't want to be too excited with how Tish is, because she's not used to hanging around with Tish that much. So I'm hoping for more quests where NPC or the Polyans are more getting together and doing more stuff together that we never seen before. So that's just one quest that we see them being like, yeah, we can do this again, or we can get to know each other more about this, right?
Right,
So
and on that Kenyatta quest, I do
mhm,
like the fact that whoever wrote that quest is has to be a huge fan of K-pop because I mean I'm not a big K-pop person, but I do know it's like big within the K-pop community
right,
of having glow sticks or light sticks to take to the concerts, and so the fact that the main part of the quest was Kenyatta's like I'll only go with Tish if we can have matching glow sticks, and I have an exclusive one. You know, so
ooh,
I just thought that was just like a really cool, like real life, like inspiration that I was just like, somebody really likes K-pop over here at Singularity 6.
right. I mean, I'm not sure if you seen the new movie called K-pop Demon Hunter that just released.
No.
But I'm not gonna go into too much detail. But it's a movie, but it does have a lot of K-pop songs into it. I'm not gonna spoil much, but I recommend for anyone that hasn't watched it, please go watch it. It is a great movie. Heard many people saying, "Oh, I watched it 10, 90 times," and I'm just sitting there being like, "I only watched it twice."
But I like that. I just thought that was just like a really cool nod. But going back to
Right,
you talking about how you liked how like the characters are like interacting with each other, I
right, right,
thought
right,
Gel's quest was really cool with that of Gel
right,
and Ref, and
right.
you know, who knows, maybe a budding friendship, maybe more
Friendship,
might be
yeah, right.
going between the two.
Right. But the problem with I had with that quest was that I think you talked to Gel and trying to figure out where his like what he's hungry for. People were just sitting around being like, "Oh, I think the quest is bugged," and I'm like, "Is it?" And so like,
It is bugged actually, because I
actually, it's
actually
not.
well,
It's
no,
not.
because one of the girls who was hanging out on my stream, she
Right.
basically saw me do the quest, and when
Right.
I got to the part she was at,
Right.
she went and tried to do she went and tried to find the recipe or find the food where I found the
Right.
food, and it would not. She could not interact with that item. It will not
Oh, really?
it will not allow she had to actually open a ticket. But yeah, she will not it will not actually let her finish the quest. And she knows exactly what to do
What?
because she was like, "Hey, would you mind doing this on stream just so I can see if my quest is bugged cuz I don't want to spoil anything cuz I
Right.
hadn't done the
Right. Right.
quest." Cuz
Right. Right.
I always wait like half a week to a week for everybody on my stream to do the quest before I do them so that I don't spoil anything on stream for people and that
Right.
way they got time if they really want to do it. And so so there actually is a bug for it. Now I don't know how active that is,
Right.
but
Right.
I don't like the fact that they basically worded the quest saying ask around to find out. It's not actually something you ask around. It's an item you find.
So, spoilers alert for anyone who is on this quest and don't know where it is. It's literally in a shop, right onto the Ravenwood couch, like sitting on the sidebar or the handles. And I'm just being like, oh wait, we're not supposed to ask around. We're supposed to be looking for this book that says what he's hungry for.
Exactly. Because, like, I asked Tish first, and I was running around town, like, talking
Right,
to people. I'm
right,
like, nobody's letting me talk to it. And somebody else is like, somebody in stream was like, I'll give you a hint. It's in his shop.
right,
And so they're like, the answer is in his shop.
right,
That's all they
right,
said. And I was like, really? Because there's nobody else in the shop.
right, right,
I hated the fact that it was worded.
right.
I felt like it was worded wrong, in my opinion.
It was definitely worded wrong because I was so confused. I'm just like, no one's having their exclamation point that says, "Oh, you gotta talk to this person in order to progress with the quest." No, there was nothing like that. It was just like, where do we go? I was so confused. But luckily, I found it. I didn't have to spend that much time. I literally immediately was like, "Oh, I found this immediately. What? What? I progressed." And I told everyone about it. So yeah, so that was interesting. But yeah, I can definitely see people would spend like at least 20, 30 minutes trying to figure out how to progress with that. So it is not an easy quest to figure out if you didn't search his shop right away. So,
Right. Because I didn't. Like, I immediately jetted out the door. I went to Tish's store to talk to Tish because I was like, if
right,
anybody knows what Joe's wanting, it's going to be that
right,
girl.
right.
And I was like,
No.
no. I'm like, who else is Joe close with? Like, and then like people started helping me on stream.
The next quest, or do you still want to progress, or do you still want to talk about it?
Yeah, we could. I was about to say because the other
Right.
main one I really want to talk about is the one with
Yeah.
Hadari. Because like it's just a simple fetch quest. Go get me these items, go get me these items so I can do the quest. But the big thing was like towards the ending, obviously, we gave a spoiler warning for talking about these
Right.
quests, but the fact that at the end he's talking about our wedding, and like, look,
Right.
I know we're obviously, for those of us who are, I don't know if it's different for those who haven't romanced
Right.
him
Right.
yet, but if you have romanced them and he says that, I'm sitting here like, are they hinting at the idea that we're going to eventually be able to marry an NPC, or was that just like fun play, you know?
We'll see, because many people have been requesting to get married with our significant other, and we get to choose. Especially with we don't know how the SHEP program also doesn't like how that's gonna be. But with the marriage, I'm really interested to see like what that actually comes out of it. Like, what do you get if you do marry this person? And like,
Right.
and then would they cook for us? Are they gonna be like making food for us every day, type of thing?
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I know, like, there, because you do get to romance, different characters in the game. But, and I know, like, Stardew Valley, when you marry different NPCs, they actually move onto your farm and they actually do something here or there on your
Ooh,
farm. And they're actually, like, interactive in the game. Um,
right,
so,
right,
but also in like Final Fantasy Online, you and another player can actually get married in the game together and have like this big ceremony and wedding event that you get to send invitations out to. And so, like, I
right,
would
right.
say if they're allowing us to marry an NPC, I want to be able to marry another player. Like, I feel like both options could be available.
Right, especially when I'm not sure if you notice, but if you go into your inbox right now, you will see wedding arches. And I was really confused at first, but apparently someone in Palia that played Palia did get married with their significant other when they met through Palia, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, it was a
It,
couple that had they basically met in the game and just started to get to know each other and had a relationship and ended up getting married. And so Singularity said, because that's the thing, like everybody was like, why are we getting wedding arches? I'm like, nobody reads these things because they said it, I know they said it on their Discord, but it
right,
was
right,
just a way to celebrate the fact that people in real life got married because they met on Paley, and so they gave
right.
everybody a wedding arch, which I thought was
It
really
was very cute,
cute.
especially when you don't really hear weddings that much, right? And I'm pretty sure like most of us haven't really been to a wedding in Palia, so it's kind of nice to see that. Like, yeah, we encourage you to make a wedding plot. If you ever do make one, here you go. Here's the arches.
Well, I mean, you could already craft like the whole wedding
Right,
set. I
right,
think that came
right,
out
right,
earlier this year,
right,
anyways.
right, right,
And then
right.
moving on to one of the other quests that came out, which was the one with my Shep, Zeki, where you had to
Mm-hmm.
save the kittens. Like, okay, I'm not over here cool with doing, quote unquote illegal stuff and, stealing from the mayor of the town,
Right, right, right,
but you gotta save the kittens, and
right,
legitimately that's what got me. I was like, man, he's got such a heart. But then they're like really building up this Zed character. Like, I
right.
am very interested in who Zed is.
And I'm like, does Zed really know about Elderwoods? Like, because he does, because you are dropping it off the stamp
Well,
to
Zed
get,
is
yeah,
very within the world of flow, and the essence
right,
of flow kind of flows wild so to speak, in the Elder
Mm-hmm.
Woods. So I
Right,
would
right,
he would I would assume he knows about every zone. You know, Zed's everywhere. He got
right,
people everywhere.
right.
He knows he knows everything. That's kind of the whole point in being like a mob boss, which is like the kind of
Right, right.
character I feel
Of
like they're
course.
building him up to be. You know, but
Right, right, right.
now I want to see a statue though. If he had a statue put up in his name, I gotta. They bet whenever
We
they when introduced his area, I better see
right.
his statue. That's all I'm saying.
Like I would say like in the Bahari you'll see like a fountain and literally in the middle of that fountain is gonna be like a picture a statue of Zed.
Right.
Literally. So I don't know. It's kind of we don't know what he looks like, and we're just being hyped up for this character that they're introducing. But we do hear Zed a lot with Zeki because he does owe a significant amount of money. We don't know how much, but still a lot of money to Zed, and we're wondering like how much does he need to pay off to let my boy free. I would love Zeki to be free and be his own man, but he
I
is.
know.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the last quest I still haven't actually finished yet because as I
Hmm.
said I've only had so much solar power, so I haven't been able to stream that much this
Right,
week, and I've been spending a
right,
lot of time fishing for shark plushies. But Delilah
right,
did get a cute little quest for her and
right,
Baudru to
right,
have their relationship continue to grow, and I love to
right,
hear
right,
about their marriage, so I really love
right,
them.
right. So for that quest, you had two choices. You could either fix Ani's pants,
Mm-hmm.
which is ripped apparently, and or you can help her with the cooking.
So which one did
So you
you
can choose.
choose?
I chose the cooking because I love cooking, and
Ah,
there's ingredients that you had to go get to make this date perfect, and it was very cute. Like you don't necessarily get to see this a lot, especially with Badru and Delilah, because Delilah is such a sweetheart, and she just wants to make everything perfect for Badru, and Badru was just like, "Oh, well, you didn't have to tell like even if I knew, I still didn't know." So you could just make a surprise still,
So
like even though he was there.
we might circle back in the next one, but I actually chose to repair Ani's pants. So I actually
Okay.
have the pants in my quest log. So I actually have to go to jail to get those pants fixed, and I have to
Right,
go
right,
gather
right,
some
right,
stuff up to fix the pants.
right,
So it's
right,
it's there. It's the similar thing. You just got to gather up different materials.
right. Of course, of course.
But yeah. So as I said, I really like the fact that we got to see a bit more of their budding relationship. So.
Right. It's a very sweet ending. You'll love it. I deeply recommend trying out that quest because it just warms my heart that they're still a lovable couple. They care for each other, and they just want to make things right for each other as well. Even if they had Ani and Nayo, they're still a lovable duo when it comes to being a power couple.
I really want them cuz in all honesty, I did a video last year on YouTube talking about my Elderwood predictions
Mm-hmm.
and things that were coming into the Elderwood, and I had
Right,
predicted that we were basically going to be getting five new characters in which two of them was going to be romanceable, and I was
right,
thinking we were going to get a whole family that was living out in the Elderwoods, and those were going to be the main people we got to know,
right,
and I really want them to introduce new families into the game.
right.
We have a couple, but I want to see another Badru Delilah styled family with some kids running around. I
Um.
like to see a bigger family,
Right, right,
but
right, right. We're still into knowing more about the Umbrans, but not really that much. I'm hoping there's like a little village or little place that they might introduce, that will be having like a bit more characters to see and like what their lifestyle is, and because it's a lot different, and we don't know where they're refuging after this war that they talk about in the game that we didn't know that was happening. So we want to see like how it started, but so far we don't know how it. We were just getting to like how it ended and how like what happened afterwards, but not really like why did this happen, right? So we'll get more story into that, right? So we'll see.
oh, for sure. And then they also added new Elderwood Umbran decor with the
Mm.
big old
Gazebo, gazebo.
the gazebo being the
Right,
big one.
right.
You know,
And
but I like the fact that we had something else to use our essences on. They gave us
right,
some new
right,
things to buy.
right. And that makes you wonder, like, how much things are they gonna add on, and how much, how much more do we need? Because we haven't even like entered into the echoes areas, so we don't know if we need like more essence in order to pass through them, or like what stuff do we need in order to get through these little areas they're gonna be introducing next. So we know two areas so far. It looks like where one of the areas is like the Okapu, that little area, the big building one, and then the
Mm-hmm.
second place is where the central stables is. So we don't know like where that's going to be leading us and how the story is going to be with those. But I'm really interested to see where that might take us. We'll continue on with the story. Hopefully, we'll like see more Umbrans, but it's not guaranteed. But we'll see.
I mean, they'll obviously give us more into them, and
Right.
we'll be able to meet some more for
Mm.
sure. But judging by their decor, I know I'm gonna love them because I love the new decor sets they came out with. I think
Especially
they're
100%.
really cool design,
Mm.
and I like them a lot.
Yeah, no, definitely. Especially with I was thinking like, oh, the Umbran set's gonna be over. No, they just added more. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, they gave us a lot of new stuff. And then like a big thing that the one I would say probably one of the biggest things they added into this
Mm.
patch was a self-service name change.
Right.
You literally can just go on the account, go onto your account on
Right.
Palia.com, and literally once every 30 days, you can change your name for free. Okay,
Right.
most any other game, online game you play where you got to change your name, because like I know in World of Warcraft you have to pay for a name change,
Right.
like that ain't free,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
And the fact that they gave people the ability to change your name for free every 30 days, I have seen some crazy names this week. I'll tell you what, there has been, I like some of them I dare not even
Right.
say on this
Right. Right.
podcast, but I did run into somebody named You Lost the Game. You know, there are
Right. Right.
definitely some creative names, but I like
Right.
the fact, and the fact that you can even change your nickname. So if you
Right.
decide, if you made a mistake, you know, because I know like so many people, they'd like, and I think it's just because Singularity 6 finally got tired of tickets of people being like, I want to change my name. I hate my
Right.
name. I
Right.
made a
Right.
mistake.
Right.
I didn't know the nickname concept, and then I
Right.
messed up
Right.
my
Right. Right.
nickname. So they were like, you know what? Just do it yourself. Here you go.
You're right. And I did see a funny name called the Fairy Mantis, and I'm sitting there being like, that's already a bug in the game, and you change your name to Fairy Mantis? Wait, what?
I love it. Oh my god. I'm gonna name myself Ma. Be
uh
like a legendary Ma.
oh man, I
but
would love that.
but as I said, I do like the fact that they added that in and able for people to do that for free. You can only do it just
Mm-hmm.
once every 30 days. So if you want to change your name, just
Mm-hmm.
log on to the website and give yourself a free name change, you know, YOLO.
Mm. Right, right, right. And I and but the number one thing with the name change is that it's kind of difficult to see who changed their name, and then going through your friends list and being like, wait, do I know this person?
Oh
Wait,
my
who are
god.
you? What are you? Wait, I don't even know this person. What do I?
Literally, I told people on stream because, like, obviously, you know, those of us who are friends lists are full because we host a lot
Right,
of parties.
right,
I was literally telling all them people, I'm like, if you change your name, let me know what you change your name to, so that
right,
I don't accidentally delete you when I got to
right,
make room for my next cooking party.
right. It sucks because you just like I've never heard of this person before. I'm just gonna delete them like immediately. And then we're like, "Oh, you deleted me." I'm gonna be like, "Which one was you?" Wait.
I did that to somebody. They were like, "Why did you delete me in stream?" And I was like, I didn't know that was you." They were
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, I
exactly.
changed my name." I'm like, "You gotta let me know." And so after
You
that, I did
gotta
a
let
post,
us
and I'm like,
know.
"You gotta let me know when you change your
Right,
name."
right. Especially with everyone changing their names, you're just confused. Who's changing what to what name?
Who's on
It's
first? What's on second? I don't know who's
right.
on third.
I don't know. So
And
please,
then
please, everyone, just tell us your name.
exactly.
We're not gonna yell you. We'll yell at you. Just let us know.
or like allow us to have like I know this is gonna sound kind of weird, but I
Mm,
would love like an addition to the friends list where you can like add yourself like maybe like a little note, or you
right,
can
right,
like basically give like a little announcement. So if you like scroll over that person, it'll have like a little bar to the side and it'll say whatever they want it to say, be like formerly this person or something, you know? Just so there's a little less confusion.
right. Especially, I think they should just have it for like a week, and just like if you scroll over their name, they'll be like, "Oh, they used to be this person," and then after a week, after like a week or a month of doing that, we can get used to like, "Oh, okay, so okay." And we put a note to that. I would love a note system if we able to add that for each player. But it might be a lot of storage they might have to add in with that. But it'll be really nice though.
Right,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
And then one of the cool things that I think they added is they basically put the Palea soundtrack on vinyl, which I think's
right,
really cool. I think that is a cool way for them to make money because, like, a big thing about Palea is being able to make money. You know, you got to
right,
be able
right,
to make money in this for them to keep the game going.
right,
And it's a
right.
free to play game, and not everybody is buying all these outfits all the time, you know?
My question is, do people still use vinyl? That's
I
I
know
was really confused when they introduced
it's
that.
it's definitely more of a collector's thing, you know, because it's not like
Right,
people buy CDs, but I know a
right,
lot of people still buy like vinyls, and I know myself, like once I get into a bigger place than what I'm living in right now, I would
right,
love to get me like a record player just so I can play vinyls. So I know like I would have loved to get one of these. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get one, but it's definitely one of those where I thought that was like a cool way for them to make money and to keep the
right.
game to and for people to support the game in a unique
Of
way.
course, of course. I'm just curious how much people actually bought one. I haven't heard anyone buying them, but if you did buy one, let us know.
Right, exactly. You know, and let us know how much you like it. 'Cause I know it does come with like a basically you get the it comes with a digital download of the soundtrack. So,
Right, right, right. Of course,
and I know their soundtrack is really beautiful. Like I
it
love the
is.
music in Palea.
Yeah, I've never gotten bored listening to paleo music. Never. Like it's always so nice and soothing. Whatever you're doing.
So, and then going into some like, you know, some quality of life changes,
Mm-mm.
decor items can now stack up to 30 or higher if they
Didn't
already did.
they stack up to 50 before? No.
Well, some things were
Oh,
stacking up, but
okay.
like for instance, if you picked up five shark plushies, they were going to take up five different spaces in
Oh,
your
right, right,
inventory. But
right, right,
now you pick up all five shark
right.
plushies, it's only one space and they stack up to
Right. Okay,
five.
well, right, yeah, okay,
And
that's true.
so if you're moving a lot of
Right,
furniture from one plot to
right.
another, it's made things so much easier.
There's only a few exceptions that I'm seeing with furniture that doesn't stack with each other, and you have to still pick it up like one by one. With that, one being the Rage Against the Machine, that one does not stack.
Right.
The new Trufflet, a pig plush, and if you ever get like one or two of those, it does not stack.
But I wonder how much of those are actually bugs.
Right,
You
right, right.
know, some of those could be bugs. It could be something they'll fix down the road. But
Hmm.
I do like the fact that we're able to stack more furniture. That
Right,
makes things easier for my
right.
inventory.
Especially if they're trying to craft a lot of things, they're trying to place them down. You don't have to keep going back and forth and being like, "Oh, shoot, how do you get this? How do you get that?" So it's very helpful with that.
Right. And then they added to where you can use muskin, you know, the mushroom
Right,
leather for all recipes that require leather,
right,
you
right, right.
know? So for the people who want to be more vegan friendly or those who just have a lot of mushrooms on hand and don't have a lot of leather on
Right,
hand,
right,
you
right.
know? I think that's a great way to give people more options. So
I think it's easier to get the muskin now. I know than hunting a Sernok if you were like very brand new, because you just pick up the mushroom rather than just like go hunting if you really feel like it. So yeah,
exactly. It's definitely a lot more beginner
right,
friendly.
right,
So,
right,
you know, as I said, I like the idea of having options. And I also like the idea that when you now go over an item within your inventory and storage, it'll tell you what tint it is, it tells you what color it
right,
is.
right, right. What?
There's so many times where I was like changing the colors of my tables so that I could, make my water. Because everybody, for a while we were grabbing the tables to make water,
Right.
and for decorating on our plot. And
Right.
it's like, did I change this one or did I not?
Wait, it didn't show before? I thought it did.
No, no, no. It didn't. It didn't tell you what color they were. Like
What, really?
I know when I was like, yeah,
Oh.
like I was going through and like the tables would all be technically the same color in my inventory,
What?
and so I just have to actually go into the tent changing table to find out if which one I had actually changed into the watercolor and not. So
Oh, I did not know that.
that
Okay.
that's actually a quality of life that they actually did.
Oh, that's
So.
really. I'm really glad, but please add in more colors than we only have seven.
Exactly. We need more tent
We need
colors,
more, please.
please.
Thank you.
But then I feel like though the biggest change was the change to the honey lures.
Right.
So,
Right.
for those of y'all who don't know, honey lures basically got a huge revamp, and new bugs can be found if you place honey lures in particular spots.
Right. And I was very confused. I'm like, how did they change it? Like, did they make RTBs easier to find? No. Apparently, you can find garden ladybugs, which you couldn't before. You had to go pick them up all over Bahari, and also the proudhorn beetle. If you can get that in Kilima, and I'm just sitting there being like, is this a bug or is this actually a new change? And I've been
It seems to be legit.
right, right, and
Now, and I will say I am not a fan of the change. I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm actually honestly not a fan.
Oof.
And I'll go into it in a
Well,
moment, but I just want to hear your
of
opinion.
course, of course. So, I hated the fact that you had to spend like so many hours just circling around a rock and not be in a party just to hit this one, just to get this one bug that spawns out of a rock. And especially with you're spending so much hours in that, even like 2 or 3 hours, it's not even guaranteed that you're gonna get the plush for this proud horn stag beetle, especially with getting that. But now that the new update has released, I can probably get like five within an hour or two, which is not bad, right? Compared to spending so many hours and not getting anything. Now you are getting at least proud horn stag beetles from those lures. And especially with the garden ladybug, back in the day when they were first introduced, me and a bunch of people, like probably like 20 people, would just go running around Bahari picking up flowers, and
Right? So much
it was
fun.
so much fun. But also the fact that we would try to make a quota every time, which is basically get five ladybugs plushies in a day, or like in like a certain amount of time we've been there, and it's much easier now, I would say, which is not bad. Like, I guess if you don't have like a lot of people in the party, or do you don't know that much people, you can literally just pull out a honey lure, drop it on the floor, and then just literally catch ladybugs that way. So I think it's a good compromise because of that.
I understand that they did make it easier for the smaller groups, for those who are like two or three people.
Mm,
Putting down a lure is much easier than all y'all running around
right,
and mining in Kilima for the bug.
right, right,
But I will say, having like Kilima mining parties or basically having ladybug farming parties, at least on my stream, I enjoyed.
right,
I
right.
enjoyed the fact that all of us running a particular loop,
Mm,
I had my loop that me and my people ran,
mm,
and we'd just go through and collect all the flowers. And it basically, it kept me stocked up on a lot of these ingredients that now I'm just less likely to go farm because I can just drop a lure.
right, right.
Like, as I said, I'm not happy with the changes because I feel like it makes it too easy. I want to be able to work for it. Like that's the one thing I like about the new shark
Right,
plushies.
right,
I
right,
have to work for them,
right,
And I feel like literally I placed down a lure by the lighthouse, and I'm getting like so many more ladybug plushies. So
right,
now
right,
I'm just like, I feel like they're like now the koi fishing plushies where I'm just like, yeah, just add them to the pile. I don't care about them
right,
anymore.
right.
And as I said, that's me personally. I know everybody's got their own feelings,
Right, right.
but I don't like this change. I feel like this change has a negative impact on my life because I am now I have to actually go farm copper, and there's less benefit to farming copper now.
Right, right, right.
Like, as I said, that's just my 2 cents. Have I been doing the lures to get the plushies and taking advantage of it? Absolutely,
Dude.
because they put it in the game.
Right, right.
But do I wish they did not do it? Yes. But apparently
Mhm.
that is the way they originally, from what I heard, that was their original plan and what they wanted them to
Right,
do.
right.
So it is what it is. It's in the game.
I
So
mean, I didn't really love the fact that you would spend at least like 2 or 3 hours finding this proud orange stag beetle in the rocks with a bunch of people and not even getting a single plush after all that hard work. So, in my
but then when
opinion,
you got that plush,
right?
it was like, yeah, I got it,
Yeah,
let's go.
yeah.
And it made that plush more
It
valuable.
did. It did.
But
It did.
it did, and that's my thing now. Now it's because it's like going and fishing in the ponds to getting the catfish and the minnows and the kois.
Mhm.
Like those, you get a dime a dozen. They are so common, and so
They are
it's far. There's less like because on my stream when we get a plushie, we always are like, yay, plushie hype, let's go.
right.
And it seems to be a lot less. It's more like, yay, another plush, let's go catch some
Yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah.
It's like that hype isn't there as much because it's a much easier item to get.
Uh,
But
um,
as I said, I like ones that I like to work for. I like to show off things that I've worked hard on,
right, right. I mean, it's
and I
yeah. No, go
feel
on.
like that's kind of a point of an MMO is you participating with other people and then you guys working hard together to get something super rare. Like when I got that Proud
Mhm.
Horn Beetle plush for the first time, I was so ecstatic because there was like 15 of us running around a circle mining, slowly getting it. And then when we got it, we were so beyond the moon. I
Right.
spent like 3 streams hunting for that Proud Horn Beetle plush the first time. But I was
Yeah.
just so happy when I got it. And it was like an adrenaline rush. It was almost like a high, because I was
Right.
just so
Right.
excited. And now it's just drop a lure above Ianar's house and there you go.
No, especially with getting that, I think it's a bit too difficult, mainly because like after we get our first or second one, we're just like, nah, we're not gonna get any more after that. But now with the new
Right.
with the new update, it's just like, oh, we can get like probably like five in one round if we really wanted to. So I think it's just more inclusivity when it comes to that because everyone's getting the plush. But I do understand like it was a lot of hard work in order to get that proud horn stag beetle. But I feel like everyone should have the plush, especially with newer players that are coming in and not
Well,
knowing
I
about the
feel
game.
like now, I mean, now this is a hot take,
Mm,
take it or leave it as
mm,
is,
mm.
but I feel like newer players who are in the game, like plushies, in my opinion, are a late game thing. Plushies are something you do after, you've leveled up and after you've
Mm,
did a lot of stuff. Once
mm.
you've done everything in the game, then, when you're like, oh, I've got nothing else to do, it's time to plushie hunt.
Right, right.
Yeah, giving some plushies to new players is nice. Giving login rewards
Mm,
is
mm,
great.
mm.
But I feel like a lot of those that, like to get a Cernuck plush, you gotta work. You got to hunt a lot of Cernuck, and that takes time. And so when you get one, I feel like it's worth more. It's valuable. It means more to you. Like I wanna work hard for my rewards. I don't want to just be handed it to me on a silver platter.
I mean, if you just hunt for a bit and you got lucky, and you just get randomly get
If you
one.
get lucky.
Yeah,
I know, like for me and that regular Cernuck plush, like I'll literally it'll take me like 2 or 3 hours before I'll even
yeah,
maybe get one,
right. And some people might
and
take like 5 minutes, but if they aren't really trying, they're just randomly shooting.
but and that's just RNG,
Right, right, of
that's just
course.
the luck of, oh my god, I got one,
Right, right.
but as I said, that's just me. I feel like a lot of the plushy drops from like the different professions. should take a bit longer, you know. But as I said,
Mm-hmm.
that's just me nitpicking up on my
Right, right,
high horse because
right.
I've got free time to play the game that other people don't.
But I think the
You
number one
know,
thing we should take away from this is that we are still playing the game even after we get the plushie, because there are so many plushies in the game now. I think there's like over 80 to 90 of them now. So in that case, like there's so many plushies. I don't think like we will have the time to spend like hours on end to hunt for this one plushie while there's like so many others that they could be possibly getting for the time that we're using. So I mean, it is nice that they are making it a bit easier to get, but also we know we spent a lot of hours just trying to get this one plush that no one. Yeah, so
exactly.
I understand. I understand your pain
I
and feeling
mean,
about that.
there's definitely both sides. I feel
Right.
like they could do a good balance, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, for instance, I felt like the glow bug was like and
Right.
the snails are
Right.
like great beginner plushies. Those are great plushies for beginners to farm, you
Right.
know.
Right.
Regular Cernucks, regular Choppas,
Right.
great beginner plushies to farm, you know.
No,
But at the same time, the ones that are a bit, I would like more, you know, late game stuff. Now this game is still in beta, you know,
it
so
is. It is.
obviously there's not an end game, so to speak, especially in an MMO
Right.
because you're
Right.
constantly getting new content, and
Mm-hmm.
a cozy MMO is a bit weirder when you think about end game paleo
Right.
stuff,
Right.
which we definitely will go into on another podcast for
True.
sure. Because I know this one's already getting a bit
Right.
long,
Right.
but yeah, I just wanted to, you know, vocalize my jaded opinion, you know.
Right. 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 I mean, it. Some of them are stressful, and some of them are really easy to get. But at the end of the day, we are still playing the game, and we are still loving the sharing the plushies that we get to our friends or people that we don't know in the game. But it's something that I would say it still bonds a lot of people, especially with a lot of people trying to post finding bugs or finding like Cernux or like different plushies on different either Facebook groups or like Poly Party um to get these plushies so that they could complete their collection. But we know that collection is never going to be finished because they're going to be introducing every single plushie that comes out. So I don't think it's ever going to be a never complete. Like same with like the fishing. Like they'll have like a whole aquarium, but you never know when they're going to be having adding in more fish or more bugs in order to have like to complete their collection. It's still going to be added more and more each time. So I don't think it's ever going to be finished with any of the plushies or the bugs
Oh,
or
of
anything like
course
that.
not.
Yeah.
I have my list of plushies I
Mm,
want them to release. You
mm, mm,
know,
mm, of course.
I'm still waiting for my pink glow bug. I still want to go into like
Oh,
the literally I will literally spend so much time in the Temple of Air
right,
by myself farming those pink glow bugs if
right,
I could get me an
right,
ancient glow bug plushie. I'm
right,
just saying. Singularity 6, give me my pink glow bug plushie. I want it.
right. Especially the blue,
But
especially the blue one as well.
right?
Yeah, I would love that. All I have to do is just
I would
reskin
love a
those.
blue glow bug
Yeah,
plushie.
they just need to reskin it. I don't see why
Or
not.
the pink ladybug. Give me a princess ladybug plushie. Oh my god. Yes, I want a pink ladybug plush.
When people say the pink ladybug, I'm just like, yeah, they gotta add in the raspberry beetle, and that's gonna cause havoc because that's gonna be a very tough one to get.
Oh my god, the raspberry beetle.
Yeah,
Yes, give me a raspberry beetle plush. You know, as I said, there's so many plushies I want them to add in the game that
right.
I know they will eventually
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
But but any rate,
yeah. It's
so that pretty much other than the stuff that was released in the store, that pretty much covers most everything that was released in this patch. So unless there's anything else you want to add.
yeah. Is there? Do you think there's any more predictions on what you think the next update is gonna be, or what you think is gonna happen next?
To be completely honest, I have no idea. I'm hoping we get more Elderwood quests in the
Mm-hmm.
next patch. As I said, you know, we're all very interested in the Elderwoods and learning more about it. And but in all honesty, I legit have no idea. I know
Right.
I keep away from a lot of data mine stuff, so I don't know anything
Right.
that's data mined. So
Right.
I know a lot of that stuff is a good hint and prediction about what's going on.
Of
Maybe
course.
we'll do like a podcast talking about some of that stuff down the road.
Right.
But I do know our next episode I really want to go into is discussing the different skills. So
Right.
make sure to tune in next week to hear us go in depth talking about all the different skills.
Right. And we'll talk every single skill and what our experiences with that, especially we've been playing for a really long time. So say what's our favorite, what's our least favorite, and why it's so. So we'll get more into that on next time for our podcast.
But I guess thanks for hanging out with me, Shinori, today, and thanks
No worries,
everybody out there
Kiffers.
for listening to us. And make sure to check us out on Twitch at Shinori Yoru in case you're seen. We'd love to have y'all hang out with us in the Twitch stream and say,
Of
hey, we
course.
thought we heard the podcast. We want to come hang out with you. Both of us stream pretty regularly.
Of course. And also, if you ever have a chance to check out our Discord, please join Discord. We would love to have you in both of our server channels. But also check us out on Blue Sky if you are a Blue Sky user. We do post there sometimes, but we try to communicate with you if you do comment or you do send us a message. So please give us a follow there as well. Thank you
Thank you
guys so
guys for
much.
hanging out with us today, and I guess we'll see y'all in the next one,
All
right?
right. See you then.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.